welcome. It's so exciting when the timer runs down and it just automatically
and it just
changes.
like pops up. We're here. Yay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rehearsal Insiders. Tonight we're doing another sort of like informal episode. We're gonna try and keep it. I guess we're actually gonna see short, and we're gonna try and see how much we can do in like an hour.
Yes. 45 to 60 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so again, if you caught us on Tuesday, we're just sort of working through
Christine Donkin's pieces.
Yeah.
Not Rose's.
Yeah. Okay. So last time we started with the first song, and then I believe we went through and just did like a run through of the third song.
Yeah.
Which is the second English song.
And then you played the fourth song or the sixth?
Fourth? I think.
Number 6. I think you might have played
second.
6.
It was either 4 or 6.
I think it might have been 6. Yeah.
If that's the case, did you want to start with the third one?
Let's do it. Impasse.
Impasse.
And do we have reverb again?
We do have reverb again on the pedal, which I will hide.
Hide behind the other pedal.
Behind the page turning pedal so that I don't accidentally turn off reverb.
So we'll do
having said
impasse.
that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, reverb.
Echo. And we're going to run through this. It's hard to sing in English because it's not a singing language in the way that Italian is a singing language with the very clear vowels and shape of the mouth. And so when it's also the native language, I have to actually think about how am I shaping my vowel rather than just saying because it's not the right way the mouth should be. Like the tongue should be.
The way to project the voice is not necessarily the way that we would speak
intuitively
normally.
Say Yeah. So I'm going to try and focus on that.
Here's impasse.
That I love you, that I love you softly as a cat's fur. don't know how much I'm actually hearing myself back in here.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Especially because I'm a bit further back from the microphone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
As soon as I started, I was also not hearing myself a whole lot either. So
I felt like the guitar could be louder too, but also myself. So I don't know.
So the levels are actually set exactly the same as they were on Tuesday.
Isn't that crazy? Oh, except drum roll.
The mics were farther away.
Oh.
So
okay. So let's. I might actually put mine. Can it be off to the side or should it be right in front of me?
It can be off to the side. Should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would just make sure that if you imagine sort of where it's pointing.
Yeah.
Just make sure that it's never pointing like this way and you're over here.
Like that?
Yeah, like that. Which is how it looked for me over here, but it looks good.
Okay.
As long as the mic is like pointed in your general direction or like in front of your voice, it will pick up the sound of your voice.
So maybe like. Whoop. This way, maybe might be better.
Yeah, that should work. If you need to rotate it like side to side, with just the thing on the boom. Yeah.
Here? Or here?
That one there.
Okay.
If you wanted to like rotate to
this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, want to try that again? What did you think? Some things are working.
Yeah, there's some things that are working for sure.
I'd like to record it and listen back.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, I'm going to record impasse.
I think,
we are recording. That I love you, that I love you softly as a cat's fur. As a feather and simply as doesn't prevent the claw from showing. The quill from pricking, nor the breath from burning. Louder, I think.
I think this is one of those pieces that's like the most difficult part of it playing it for me on the guitar is that like the indicated dynamic is piano. And it's like it's a piano like feel or like
but
texture.
it has to be loud.
But it's got to be loud. Otherwise, it's like
not enough for the voice.
It's impossible for the voice to like also sound soft and intimate. Yeah.
So it's more like MP?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's a little bit. It's actually probably closer to like MF for like a guitarist.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's more of like a warm color.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is sort of difficult because like if you start off and it's just a little bit too soft, then if you like try and like step it up,
it's like
then it sounds like suddenly you're playing like aggressively.
Yeah.
Which is I guess also tough for the voice, which is already like naturally so much louder than the guitar. To also sound like the voice is piano.
Yeah.
Although I guess you are always.
I'm trying to be piano mostly.
Yeah.
Louder. Okay, interesting.
Is there anywhere in particular you wanted to look at? Something that actually I didn't notice it listening back to the recording, but during performance, sometimes at that first line, that I love you as softly as a cat's fur. Sometimes I don't get as much of the as softly.
I didn't say it.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I was like,
I heard it. I was like, what? I didn't even say the word. I just said that I love you softly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Which that I mean also.
That I love you as softly as a cat's fur. And I think that also that whole phrase, that I love you as softly, you could push the two chords in bar 6 a little bit so that there really is that forward motion in those two. Okay. So it really feels like it's together as a cat's fur. Yeah. Because then it's another thought. Quietly as a feather and simply as bread. But it's that I love you as softly as a cat's fur. Like there could be commas in places, but there aren't. And I think that's a comma place. I love you as softly as a cat's fur, comma, kind of like as quietly. It's like quietly as a feather, comma, simply as bread. Doesn't prevent the claw from showing, comma, or the quill from pricking, nor does it show from the bread from burning. Yeah.
It's interesting that in a way, the whole poem could almost be like 2 sentences, right? Because you've kind of got like that I love you as softly as a cat's fur, quietly as a feather, and simply as bread, doesn't prevent the claw from showing.
The quill from pricking, nor the bread from burning. Actually, one sentence.
Yeah.
That I love you as softly as cat's fur doesn't prevent the claw from showing. Yeah. That I love you as softly as the feather doesn't prevent the quill from pricking. That I love you as softly and simply as bread doesn't prevent the bread from burning.
So it's interesting to me, like, it seems to be like Frederick Candelaria, when he was writing this poem, the poem is called Impasse, and to me it seems like it's, I don't think, you wouldn't call it like a lover's quarrel, but sort of an argument between like two people that have like lived together and love each other, maybe. Well, definitely love each other. Where it's just like if ever I'm in a bad mood that day, it doesn't mean I don't love you, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because I love you like this doesn't mean you're not gonna see my claws.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that I don't still like love you if I sometimes get angry with you or if I become impatient or anything like that.
Yeah. It's trying to show that the two things have no commonality. The fact that you love has nothing to do with this other fact that there can be anger there.
Yeah.
It doesn't negate it at all. Yeah. Because this softly is a cat's fur, and then there's this claw.
Yeah.
Actually, and then the as quietly as a feather, it's quiet. That has nothing to do with like it pricking you.
Yeah.
Like that's one is sound and one is touch in that sense. And then also like the bread. Okay, so it's bread is simple. What is?
It's simple and it's an everyday experience for lots of people.
Simply like as bread, but it doesn't stop it from burning.
Yeah, meaning that it doesn't mean that like even though you may see me every day, there may be some days where I have sort of gone bad.
I've gone bad. That one day I just burnt.
That one day I was just totally burnt, and you know, you didn't want to be in the kitchen when I was around.
Yeah. Do you want to do it one more time or move on? I'm just going to highlight the as so I remember.
Sure.
You as. Okay. Softly. As softly. Because it's a z and then a s. As softly. As softly. So there's also a little bit of a.
As softly.
Yeah.
So it's like a Z sound on as.
Yeah.
Softly.
As softly. So it needs to be z, 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 z. Okay. As softly.
Interesting. Yeah. Why don't we move on?
Yeah.
And
so to 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. At Delphi.
Nice.
So we'll just do a run through of this one then. Not just.
Sure. Unless you'd like to do like a read through of the text, if you would like, or we could just go right into it.
If there are no questions, there are no answers. Resolutions reside in lies, and truths hide in shadows. There is no breath, no light, without death, without night. But if there are questions, there still are no answers. Oh my gosh, this reminds me of a poem that I wrote when I was like 7. Some things are meant to be, some things are not. If you look inside of you, you will see a lot. But if you don't, that's okay too. And so this is like, if there are no questions, there are no answers. But if there are questions, there's still no answers. It makes me think of that.
That's funny, yeah.
If you do this, it's like this. But if you do this, then it's like this anyway. So it's all good.
And at Delphi, famously, the name of this particular song is called At Delphi. I wonder if the poem was named... Like, I would guess that the poem was named at Delphi. Because otherwise, I don't know how... like, if it was Christine that named it, I think without knowing the title, we would have been totally lost when we were trying to understand, like, what is sort of going on really in the poetry. Because it's kind of like, well, if you ask, I'll not answer you. And if you don't ask, I won't answer you. But when we understand that, like, Delphi is the famous location of the oracle. So it's sort of like a fortune teller oracle sort of thing. So mysterious. Yeah. Okay, so here's At Delphi.
You can ask all the questions you want. You won't get an answer. So if you don't ask questions, there are no answers. I just, it's so cute. It's pretty cool. Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah. I love the mystery. I mean, all of this music is a little bit mysterious in a way, I think.
Yeah. There's a vibe.
Yeah.
Certainly.
It's interesting, like, to me, there's something about the opening theme. My first instinct when I played it is, like, it feels like it's, like, very, like, strong. And I hear it almost like... It's almost like not a march, but, like, something very powerful. But the fact that she indicates calm is, like, the tempo mark and sort of, like, the expressive text that tells us sort of, like, what to do is sort of opposite what my first instinct was. Which is interesting, like, kind of in itself, but now I hear it, like, totally differently than I did it first.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have something else you wanted to...
Let's record it.
Sure. There was actually one thing I wanted to look at. Was it... There is no...
There is no breath. I said there's something else there. I don't know what I said.
There are no...
Yeah, I think that's what I said.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
You were listening.
There was something. I was like,
so you caught both of them.
I caught at least something.
I just did those to test you.
That's what I figured. I figured Emily is testing you right now.
Yeah. You passed.
Yes.
Okay.
Calm down.
Time it felt so good, and I felt like we lined up so well in all these places, and now this time I wasn't paying attention. Okay, at Delphi. Let's take a listen to that one.
I think, yeah.
I thought you were talking, but it was the recording.
Yeah.
At Delphi.
Yeah.
F sharp. Let's get. If there are no questions,
there are times when I or we are sort of like slowing down and like we're following each other well.
Yeah.
But interestingly, there are two writs, two
written in writs.
like,
yeah.
Two written writs.
Yeah.
Well, there's only two, but then we have a fair number of fermata markings.
Yes.
And in basically all music pre-20th century, anytime you see a fermata, it means usually you like slow down before you play that note, and then obviously in the Baroque era it also means improvise a cadenza.
You want me to improvise a cadenza?
It's like, well, I mean, Christine didn't say specifically don't improvise a cadenza here. I don't think that that's what she wants, but the real question is whether or not she wants us to slow down going into the fermata marks or not. I think because they always happen at the end of a phrase, so like musically, it always makes sense to me to slow down at least a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would be necessary for a composer then to write at the end of like, you know, every single phrase, because then it would be difficult to read the music because you'd have written everywhere. But there are times when I'm not sure whether or not it is better, or like if I'm doing too much or too little. At that time, I felt like I was doing like a huge writ before, like at the end of the very first line before your entrance. But when I listened back to it, I didn't at all.
Like it.
I played it like the whole thing like straight through, and I didn't even really. Well, I think the fermata is
like a writ, but it really didn't
it felt
sound
like I was doing a big writ, and then like I listened back to it, and I was like, I'm not even sure I'm doing the fermata.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine because basically, like, the way that it's written, it's almost like I'm playing an intro, and then whenever you come in, if I don't come in at exactly that time, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think that's the way it goes because I think as a singer, you're always more intuitively connected to the music, I feel. As an instrumentalist, I feel like it's more like I'm more mechanically connected.
I think what you might be referring to is when the guitar leads the phrasing or when the voice leads the phrasing.
Mm-hmm.
So in these certain cases, it's whoever has the pickup. It's whoever's playing when the other person comes in. And so in those places, I'm the one who's leading us in. And so, yeah, you have to come with me.
Yeah.
But there are places where you lead me in, for sure. Usually in the middle of phrases, you're keeping it going and you're bringing us forward. But oftentimes what composers do is there's lots of places written in where as soon as the accompaniment to the voice or to the second voice, we could call you even, kind of goes to a longer time, like a quarter note or a whole note, and then the singer has multiple notes in there, and that usually tells me I'm free. You have to wait for me. You know? So I'm free to stretch in there, or I'm free. And it goes like that too. When the singer is holding, you're free, but actually you have to move forward, otherwise I'm going to die.
Yeah.
So if you love me, you will go quickly. If you're trying to screw me over, you will slow down.
And then actually another thing I wanted to sort of think about, I didn't actually pay attention to this during the recording, which I should have. The top of the second page. Yeah. It's kind of interesting the way that she wrote this because just that very first like two measures, it's kind of like a transition into the new section. Yeah. Well, it's definitely a transition into that. But it's kind of interesting that she writes ritenuto where it is, because it feels like to me those 3 quarter notes that you have are kind of just totally free.
They're like fermata, fermata, fermata.
Yeah, which is not really the same as like if we were to take her indications like completely literally.
Yeah.
It's I should not be slowing down at all the measure before.
In shadows.
Which feels like it almost feels like it comes to an end on the downbeat of measure 17, and then your part is like a pickup to the next part.
Yeah.
But she's got the ritz
on your part.
Yeah, so it's as if I wonder what it would sound like if we try doing it without slowing down at all.
Yeah.
From, let's say, measure 13.
And only slowing down at the rit?
Yeah, only slowing down basically like where you would come in.
First beat of bar 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And essentially, like, you can be really, really dramatic and start
sure.
like, there is no...
I can't do that.
Breath.
But
yeah, not that.
I can't hold the consonants so long, but I can hold the vowels longer.
Yeah.
So one of my problems with singing actually is too much chewing on consonants. No. That kind of screws with the vocal apparatus, so it needs to be like because that's how we actually, So I can definitely slow that down though.
Okay.
13?
Yeah, or actually we could take it from the pickup to 10 from
sure.
resolutions.
Resolutions reside in lies. And truth hide in shadows. In shadows. There's no breath, no light without death, without But if there are questions, there still are no answers. No answers. No answers. Did that feel better? Maybe? Maybe not?
It felt different.
Mm.
I'm not sure.
Mm.
I'm not really convinced one way or another. I think
I
because
would
like the way
I would slow down with the 2 8th notes before I would telegraph it with just a slight stretch.
Sure. Okay.
That's my sense of musicality. That's what I would do.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's very much how it felt to me to do like a, and it's kind of like this is sort of a resolution. And then you're almost singing.
And then it's like an epiphany moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think really like musically that feels right to me because we're going to somewhere that's totally different.
Yeah.
Right. I think the main thing is that it shouldn't feel like the resolution happens on the downbeat of measure 17. Like there's a type of conclusion, but it's like the half conclusion where it's like I finish like.
It's already 8:50.
Oh,
that's crazy.
It is already 8:50.
Can you play 2, 4, and 6 for me?
Sure.
So I can listen to them while you're away.
Yeah.
Or do you want to save that for next week?
I wonder if what we do, maybe I won't play through all of them right now.
Okay.
What if, let's see, what could be, maybe I won't do 2, because that's the one that's...
Because you played 4 and 6 last week, didn't you? I remember playing both of them. So I do have them on there.
Okay.
So maybe look at 2 this week.
Yeah, okay, I'll look at 2, and I'll make sure that it's ready for...
Maybe we start with those next week.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Okay.
So having said that, I wonder, would it be cool to do just a run through of maybe like the 3 songs back to back? Do we have time for that? Did you want to call it there? Did you want to maybe do? I guess. Which one haven't we looked at? I think I've looked at. I can also record 6 if you'd like.
Today?
Yeah, if you'd like.
I'll listen to it. Yeah, let's do it. Do you want me to press record or just do it on the stream?
Why don't you just press record? Let me just double check. There's a few spots in here that will be just a little rougher because I scrolled all over this when we were meeting with Catherine to say this would be easier to read if you wrote it right like this, and then I made a huge mess of it.
No.
So,
well, let's just leave it for next week.
Okay.
Yeah. So take a look at those 3 this week, and we'll plan to start with those next week. And if I want, I might try to sing over it too after you play them, just to give it a go, and then we could maybe run through everything.
Sure.
Just to see how it all sounds even together. It would be cool.
That'd be amazing. I'd love to. I really look forward to hearing the English back to back with the Spanish. I think. Did you want to actually call it? We could just do maybe a run through of the first song.
Sure. We didn't do that yet today. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Not Roses.
And then we'll call it there for
tonight.
tonight.
We'll call it. Yeah. Oops. Okay.
And I'll turn reverb back on.
Hello, reverb. This is Not Roses. Green recorded it. Yeah. Do you want to listen back since we have a minute or so?
Sure.
Yeah. Adolf, I feel like your playing is getting much more crisp and clear in these pieces. I'm not sure if my singing is getting any better though.
I think it is. I think it's
I think interesting.
Overall, I think it's coming together quite well. Yeah. I think there's still a few spots that I need to figure out how to more cleanly get between a few of the shifts.
I also need to decide what kind of a voice I want to use for it. It's definitely not my operatic voice, and I don't think I should be using that tone and that voice in here. So it's not. It doesn't always feel like it's the right place for it, and so I'm wondering what
I wonder like what is the softest you can sing that has like a full resonant like sound that like demonstrates that like you're still actually like singing, properly using your instrument. Because it seems to me like a lot of this music, like it could work I think either in like a larger like concert hall, not like a full size concert hall.
If it was louder,
like
the accompaniment was just if you had your amp on or stuff like that.
Basically like
and a little reverb on the amp, so it like fills it out a little.
I think that it could work that way. Or like for our kind of setup here, because it's more like we're in like a studio sort of environment. It's like it feels like we could almost be like singing these like in like a coffee shop. And it's kind of like that sort of like you can be like really close to the microphone and not like singing if you know what I mean.
I do.
But then you're not really
like I can do it all an octave lower really. Basically.
I guess that's true.
Red row of separate fires framed in green, I don't know their name, really crimson spears, spars, these flowers can't care, whatever you call them. It just has this kind of a dreamy sound to it. We could just do that for fun.
That'd be really interesting. I mean,
sorry, Christine. I don't know. But
or maybe you're welcome, Christine.
Let's just do it for fun next time. Let's check it out. Yeah,
I'd like to try that.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be really interesting. I think it's one of those rehearsal things that, like, if we pretend, okay, close your eyes. Pretend we're not doing this.
Close your ears.
This is not how it's supposed to go.
This is not how you're doing it.
We're just saying, just to get a sense of, like, what it feels like to have that, like, extremely, like, intimate kind of, like, softness in the voice and, like, the technique, to feel, like, how that, like, just to get a sense of how that feels, and then to take that sort of, like, feeling into then performing it up the octave.
I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's the tone quality that comes with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would just perform it down the octave all the time. Because it's all about that mood. What type of mood do we want to create? That ambiance, that connection with the guitar and the voice. And depending where it is and where it's being performed,
the other thing I was thinking is, like, if it ends up being that feels more intimate, it could potentially work also more thematically with the text, because if the text of the poems are mostly, like, about sort of, like, relationships and sort of the trials of being in a long-term relationship with someone, if that's the case, it's sort of the intimate sort of character might come across a little more with, like, an extremely soft sort of tone. I'm not really sure.
Well, it's going to be fun to experiment anyway next week.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So, thank you for seeing what we do.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next Thursday on Rehearsal Insiders, where we'll see ourselves
anyway.
Yeah.
We're just throwing this out into the abyss out there. So, next Thursday night, same time, same place.